Hour 2 of Implicit Bias continues to roll on, and I'm just going to warn you, this particular segment might churn your stomach just a bit. We're actually going to show you what Sage looks like. I'm kidding. That's not what it is. Come on, Sage. You got to laugh. It was funny. You got to laugh. That was a good one.
It was funny.
That was a good one. It was also true. It's funny because it's true. Anyway, I'm kidding. But no, seriously, the story that we're going to have for you this segment is one of those problems of the world that needs to be solved. And you'll understand why when we get to it. Let me introduce you to the crew here at the Mr. Lester's top secret podcast lair. At the bar, you probably saw Sage Bro. You probably also saw Master Jonathan Broussard. You may not have seen the Rustic Renegade. Caleb Morse. What was that?
That was me throwing up the shaka.
Shaka, baby.
Yeah.
The what?
The shaka.
Hang loose.
The shaka.
Okay, hang loose is very different from the shaka.
No, that's
all I'm saying.
The shaka, not the shocker.
Okay, I'm just saying.
There is a fine line, and it's an A and an E.
Yeah, it is. All right, we've also got Walker
It's also
Griffon.
an extra finger.
Oh, I wasn't going to go there. I wasn't going to go there.
Yeah. Perfect time to use it.
And leave it to Jonathan Broussard to go there. Don't ask. Don't believe us. Just go look it up. All right. Caleb has poured some red line. We're going to talk about that in a minute. I want to talk about the story first. Then we'll talk about the red line. And the story is this. This is a story that has popped up that we tell these stories not because we enjoy telling these stories. We give you these stories because we have to know the gravity of the situation and the people that we are dealing with. This story actually comes from the New York Post. Please don't believe us. Please go look this up on your own. Because the emails are out there from Planned Parenthood. And the emails and our implicit bias are disgusting. And I don't mean disgusting like you look at it and you go, like you're the ladies' man. Ooh, that's disgusting. No, I mean like you look at these emails and you go, what piece of human filth would even engage in this conversation? And it's this. The emails from Planned Parenthood negotiating a quote-unquote donation from a major university for aborted human beings. I know no better way to put it. We're not going to use scientific terminology because it is a murdered human being that they are, in fact, trying to negotiate payment for because that's what they do. They sell dead human beings.
Well, and look, it's illegal to sell the byproduct of an abortion. It's illegal to sell the body parts of these children.
But it's not illegal to get a donation. And you just happen to provide. Yeah.
They're finding a way to skirt that law every which way they can because they are evil.
I know no better term for it. At the bar, do y'all have comments on this? I mean, I hate to bring down the mood of the show because we're having fun, but
I'm gonna make one comment and you can have the mic. I have a 3-year-old. We're not gonna have this. I'm not gonna comment much on this. Just letting you know. Okay. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, Sage. Look, I've got a 22 and an 18-year-old, and guess what? It doesn't change.
At one point, they were a fetus.
Yeah.
We're at a fine line right here. Like, what is considered human trafficking?
That's a great point because there are, ring the bell, because there are laws against trafficking human beings. And let's talk about lawfare and how laws have been stretched over the last 4 years. Let's talk about understanding that if a pregnant female is killed in the United States and both the mother and the child die, that is in fact a double homicide.
Mm-hmm.
Sure is.
So is in fact the trading or the transportation of a human, dead or alive, that was not intended to be transported across state lines, because they're not asking, please don't believe us, they're not asking for one. They're not asking for five. According to the article,
2,500?
2,500. That's one university that wants 2,500. Do the math here of the number of tier 1 research universities that have this capability and multiply it times 2,500. And the numbers get sickening. So my question is that not maybe human trafficking? Is that not the transportation of human beings for things that they never consented to?
It is definitely the sale of body parts and medical material without the consent of the person they're coming from.
Which is a whole nother question, because but that's the thing. It's not the person that they're coming from, because these are actually people.
Yeah.
Genetically, I mean, how do you define a
Yeah,
person?
they're
Is it its own set of
From
DNA?
the moment of conception of life, they're their own independent person. They
It's its
can't
own
give
DNA.
consent because they were murdered before they ever existed and took a breath on their own. They were killed before they had a chance to save and change the world.
This is why, and again, we bring no joy in bringing you stories like this. This is the part of the job that is not fun, and it stinks. But let me tell you, we have to recognize the evil that's out there, and it's out there. Please don't believe us on this. That evil is just out there, and it's terrible. Jonathan, you want to close us out on this?
Yeah, there are those out there that will say that this is not actually a human life, and there's no value of consequence to it. But now you're putting a value on it because you're selling the parts.
Well, and not just that. So if it's not a human, what is it?
And what is it worth? If it's nothing but discarded cells, as they say, then why are we trying to sell it?
But not just that. You're talking about now, as we kind of established, it's its own unique set of DNA. Right? I mean, you're talking about, especially because they're talking up to 6 months old, not 6 months old, but 6 months gestation.
Yeah.
Which means that you're talking about a developed heart, developed lungs, developed brain stem, right? I mean, you're talking about developed central nervous system, right? I mean, you're talking about a lot of pieces here that are developed as a human being. Sage?
If it's not a human, what are they studying?
Agreed. Well, and that's a good one. So if it's not a human, not just what are they studying, why are they studying it?
Exactly. I lied and I said I wouldn't comment on this, but
No, but
I
this,
got emotional.
As a parent, this should be close to your heart.
yes.
Right? For sure. You know, my kids are older as well. I have a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old, and the moment I saw them the first time, I learned what love really was. You know?
Yeah.
And I just can't imagine not having a voice and if my child would be here today. Because a lot of these states, that's what they allow. You know,
Oh, I don't think there's any state where the father, and this is a totally different discussion, but I don't think there's any state where the father has any say.
and when you look at everything that goes with it, you'll hear the left say, oh, well, we're going to use it for rape. We're going to use it for this. We're going to use it for that. 85% of these abortions.
Nope.
Higher?
Keep going.
Oh,
Keep going. Take a guess. Keep going.
93.
Statistics are out there. Keep going.
Oh, no. 98.
Somewhere between 97 to 99%.
It's just
We want to have fun and get away with it.
Correct. And that's, please don't believe us on that. Go look at the government statistics. You can find them out there. They're out there. And I'm actually we're erring on the conservative side of that number. It could be significantly higher that are for contraception as opposed to health of the mother, rape, incest. I'm just saying. Just please don't believe me on this one.
You know, if you value human life, you value human life.
Agreed. So I value human life, which means that, Caleb, you might be in jeopardy after pouring this red line for us because you're going to make us guess again what's in the mix here. And we're going to start with Walker. So, Walker, first of all, what do you think of the whiskey that you have in your glass as we shift gears.
I think you need to tell us exactly the three we have to choose from.
Well, okay, so it's the 3 red lines you can see on camera, right? It is the red line Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. This is a toasted barrel finish. It is the red line Mongolian Oak finish, which is the Elements, or the Elements the Hive Edition, which is finished in a honey barrel type finish. So that's the 3. Walker, first of all, what do you think? Second of all, which one do you think it is?
I like this one, the toasted barrel.
You think it's the toasted
Is that
barrel
the white
rye?
label?
Yes,
Yes.
The one closest to you.
Yes, that's what I think.
Okay. So any particular reason why you think that? You're just guessing and you have a 33.333% chance of getting it right. Is that it?
Yeah, lean
Yeah.
that way.
All right, let's go to the bar. Jonathan?
What was the last one you showed me? Right,
The last one is
closest to you.
the Hive.
The
honey
Hive.
finish.
I get a little sweet off of this one. I'm gonna go with that one.
All right. Sage?
Due to the color and the color alone, I want to say it is the oak.
The Mongolian Oak, the
Yes.
purple?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the Mongolian Oak. It's got that deep finish. I seem to remember the Mongolian Oak, and this is what it reminds me of. I don't know that it's right, but when I taste it, I'm just like, man, it is a deep, dark caramel. That's kind of what I get. I could be wrong. Caleb, you tell me if I'm right or wrong.
So I told y'all the first batch that the bottle would be out here. I didn't say that for the second or third batch.
You suck.
So this
Shoulda
is
known.
New News Jack Daniel's single barrel rye.
That
store
makes
pick.
sense. That makes sense. Yep.
This is a rye, and it is amazing.
It is. It gives me those deep, dark flavors. It is
and
caramel.
you're
yeah.
gonna get the fruitiness and all that out of it because Jack Daniel's is known for that. And that's why I wanted to put these up on here because it would kind of confuse you and lead you a different way. It is not out here.
Viewers, he is a
suck.
liar.
Yeah, we knew it.
Specificity.
We knew it. You know what else we knew? We knew that we were going to get the 1 minute finger. We'd need to come back. We'll bring you more, the penultimate segment of Implicit Bias when we return.